Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. If you're new to our show, we cover the geek news beat and share our opinions, which you should take to work as facts with you. That's what we do. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me we have Randy. Say what's up, Randy.
What's up, GeekBeast? Yo, Chuck, what are we talking about tonight, man?
Oh man, we're gonna dive into Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers is doing some very interesting things. Let's
Okay.
let's dive into the light news first. Okay, let's do that. Warner Brothers Discovery is putting a bunch of HBO Max cancel shows on Tubi and Roku. So today, Warner Brothers Discovery announced the impending arrival of multiple branded fast, free ad-supported television shows. Wow, that's an acronym they just made really quick.
I
Free
never heard of that.
ad-supported television. Fast. I love it. Channels and over 225 AVOD titles to Roku channel and Tubi as part of the new license agreement between Warner Brothers Discovery and the streamers. Old episodes of shows like Westworld, F Boy Island, you know what that means, Fuck Boy Island, Raised by Wolves, The Time Traveler's Wife will all be available on newly created WB-TV reality, WB-TV series, and WB-TV family created channels. That's kind of messed up what they did there. You know what they did there, right?
What's that?
They knew Netflix wanted this programming. Instead of giving it to Netflix, we're gonna give it
They
to
gave it to
Netflix's
Tubi?
baby children, like Roku's Netflix baby's children. They know what they're doing here. They're like, we can't give this to Netflix. Nah, they would buy this shit up in a minute.
I guess it makes sense because at first we reported this a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, why are they just throwing these shows off the streaming network? The space couldn't be that expensive, right?
Not at all.
they don't have servers like, whoa, we're running out of server space. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
what was the reason behind them making this move? And now it makes sense that they could sell it probably for not that much, but
Mm-hmm.
they can sell it a little profit there and it won't hurt them at all. Not
Not
that
her,
there
man.
was anything on there that I really cared about at first because they announced the Nevers and I was like, I don't care about the Nevers at all. And then I was like, Westworld, that's fine. They can move that over. But I am wondering about some of the animated properties that they took off of HBO Max. They took off like the Justice League cartoons. They took off, I think it was like the Green Lantern cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And even, sometimes I feel sentimental, like because my daughter likes it. The Looney Tunes cartoons. They took off
Yep.
a lot of those. So I am wondering now, are they going to show up on Tubi as well, or Roku, whichever one it lands on?
That's a good question, right? Because they do have the Cartoon Network app.
Right.
I wonder if they're gonna put the cartoons back on that. That
Yeah.
would make sense. Like, hey, we got the Cartoon Network app that shows actual cartoons and have games in it. Let's throw that back onto that app,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
So
HBO Max was a great place for it to be.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
guess
man.
they weren't making enough money off all the content, right? Like, they're like HBO Max, everybody just tunes in for Game of Thrones. So why we should go on and license the rest of this stuff out and get some type of money for
I
it.
still go and watch some of the older stuff on there.
Yeah,
And I guess since they are consolidating, because from what I hear, they're combining HBO Max with Discovery
yeah,
Plus, and so it's just going to all be housed under one company. And they're not the
yeah,
only company that's doing that. Like Paramount is doing that with Showtime. They're going to
yeah. They
merge all
split
the
it.
Showtime with Paramount, and it's just going to be called one company. I don't know what the name of
Yeah,
it is as of yet.
Showtime at Paramount
Right.
Plus, plus at the end
And
of it.
it makes sense, right? Because
Mhm.
Disney Plus already does it. Everything with
Yeah,
Disney Plus is under the same umbrella, whether
yeah.
it's Marvel, Pixar, Disney,
And
all
then
of
they
those.
have Hulu too.
Then they have Hulu for more, which I
Adult.
imagine sooner or
Mhm.
later Hulu is just going to transition over to
And
Disney Plus.
that's what I
I
say
do
too.
I do wonder because it does have more adult content, but they've already kind of stepped over the threshold
Yeah,
as they've allowed some of their rated R properties to come over. So I
yeah.
imagine it's not going to be long. They're just
Not.
figuring it out when they're just going to put Hulu in there too. So
Yeah, and they know when they do it, they have to set up their really child accounts, make it really
right.
easy so parents can turn that on. You
And
know.
Hulu was the merger though. Like that was the merger.
Yeah,
Like they owned part of Hulu and Fox owned it. So when they
yeah.
bought out Fox, they just
Fox.
2/3. And they're like, oh, okay, but yeah, but originally that's what Disney Plus was. It's just like any Disney IP, you can just come to one place and get it all. You don't have to go to like the Marvel channel, or you don't have to go to the Pixar channel or the Star Wars channel. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ABC
But
channel.
then again, Warner Brothers may be saying, "Hey, we can do a Hulu and we can do HBO Max. We can do like so we can do the Roku channel stuff on Hulu.
Yeah,
That's
right.
our version of Hulu, and we can get some money out of it because nobody's watching this stuff.
Nobody's watching. Have you ever
Nobody's
seen the
watching
Tubi
this stuff.
movie?
So what's up?
Have you ever seen the Tubi movie?
Yes, I have. No, I used to watch Tubi back in the day when it was like all grindhouse stuff, like
Okay.
grindhouse films from Asia, old Shaw films, Shaw Kung Fu films. Tubi used to be the stuff, then it got bought. Then it turned into like
It's like, and you know,
it's like D movie level all the
yeah, and I
time,
respect
all
all
day.
artists, so I want everybody to come up.
Mm-hmm.
But the movies that they have on Tubi, I'm like, I
Yeah,
do it, man.
yeah. I mean, I've seen street Nigerian films way better than the stuff I've seen there.
Yeah,
And
some
the
of the
street
Tubi,
Nigerian films is a bunch of little kids emulating like poor kids in
uh,
poverty, emulating what they see on big screens. And it's way better than some of the Tubi content
yeah, the
I've
stuff on
seen.
Tubi, and I would like say they just take an iPhone and record, but there are people who do really creative things on the iPhone. The stuff
Yeah.
that we see on Tubi, I don't know who
Nah.
these
There's
people
whole
are.
entire blockbuster films and Sundance and
Yeah,
Telluride and all
right,
these that are shot with an iPhone
right.
that
That are really
look
good.
amazing. Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
they doing on Tubi is like, oh Lord.
Man, it's like once you turn the light on in the room, like I've seen stuff where they're like the man sneaks home and his girlfriend's with some other man, and the room is like with a one lamp in it. And I'm like, man, you can at least buy some lights.
Right,
Lights
it
like
ain't
that.
that much. I got lights right here, right? We can you can do better. You can Google lighting and get better ideas. Google sound and get better ideas.
You
I got
can, you
mine right
can, you
here.
can nail it. You can do a lot of
You
things.
can. That's the
You do a
thing.
lot of
That's what
things.
makes it best. Like we're in this renaissance where like creators are making amazing choices, right? On
Yeah.
very
With
small
some
budgets, but somehow it's just not transferring over to
Tubi. I don't know. I forgot who bought Tubi, but it changed all Tubi. But Tubi used to be like a lot of Asian films and African films and Indian films that was like grindhousey. And they have a lot of American grindhouse films on it. So it was awesome.
man, it was
So, but now we're about to see some of our favorite Warner Brothers
I
properties
guess so.
pushed
So
over
that's
to
cool.
Tubi.
So at least
It's like,
we know there's some money behind too. Maybe
yeah,
this is what they
yeah.
were saving up for.
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was. Well, Warner Brothers Discovery's content will start hitting Tubi on February 1st. So
Okay.
tomorrow you can go to Tubi and watch some of Warner Brothers' finest stuff and all the other stuff they have on Tubi. And it's set to come to Roku channel in the spring this year.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know you can have your own Roku channel?
What do you mean? Oh, your own Roku channel?
So
Like
you can create a channel
I
for
can create a
Roku.
Roku channel?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You can create one. I've already looked into it.
Okay.
The Nerdy Entrepreneur has her own Roku channel.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And I have
killing,
I have a Roku.
killing it.
Okay, nice. But see, that's what I'm talking about. Like creators are making amazing choices. But that damn Tubi, whatever contract they had, they messed it up, man.
They got like what a movie called like the Detroit Warrior, and I
Man,
was like, this is wild. This is wild.
terrible.
Gotta love it. We're in the golden age. We're in the golden age of entertainment. You know. Here's some really good news. I think
What's
this is where we're
that?
going to spend most of today's stories at.
Okay.
James Gunn decided to throw the Twitter post up, and he broke the damn internet.
Sure did.
He broke the damn internet. I know you probably feel really good about this. It probably made you have probably tears in your eyes. You probably left work. I was like, oh my God.
I got
Oh
like
my
that one
God.
Denzel, I got that one Denzel tear that just dropped down my eye, man.
For people that don't know in the audience, if you've been sleeping under a rock today, James Gunn hopped on Twitter. He said, I'm the co-CEO of all the things good at HBO Max called Warner Brothers, called DC Films and Television. And yes, they fucked up in the past.
They did. Yep, he did.
And they owned their fuck ups in the past. But I came with that real.
He
That
didn't
real
quite use
hardcore.
that
He
language,
didn't
but
say,
that's what he
but that's
said.
what he was saying. That's why let me peacock it the way he was peacocking. Let me peacock it the way he peacocked. I come with that real. Yeah, I know y'all are upset the DCU is blown up, but I'm about to do some amazing shit. That mediocre stuff, that mediocre stuff that your boys did, I ain't them. I
I'm
ain't
not
them.
about that life.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you about the 4 new things I'm doing. And the things they were working on, I'm gonna make it better and release that too to restart the whole universe.
Yeah, man.
And he said, first of all, let me jump into this real quick. He was like, hey, I'm gonna start with the Flash film. Yeah, I know most of y'all thought that was trash. It's a good film because I came in here and fixed that shit. We've been in re-edits for the last 2 months. And we calmed Ezra Miller down. And we're gonna restart the whole universe off this Flash film. We're not gonna
But
tell you
where is Ezra, man? Where is Ezra? He's still on the run.
No, he's calmed down.
Okay.
You know, he had a meeting with Warner Brothers and he changed his whole tone. They probably hit him with some contract clauses he wasn't ready for.
Right. I
You know that
bet.
$20
I
million
bet.
we gave you, you gotta give all that back.
We'll take it all back.
And
Every
we're gonna release the
single
movie
thing.
with your name on it anyway.
Yeah.
You know. So do you really want to end this contract? We're about to base a whole James said he's gonna come in and base a whole universe around you. You're gonna be the kickoff point.
Yeah, he's gonna be the kickoff for the
You're
new
not a side character anymore that is autistic. You're gonna be the kickoff point. You're not gonna be the bad jokes of a whole franchise. That's what he didn't he do that? You're not gonna be the bad joke of the franchise anymore.
He was very firm in saying that the Flash is going to be the kickoff for the new DCU.
DCU.
And from there, we'll go into like the phase
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
He said. And so we can go to the new stuff he announced, new DCU movies. He said, hey, we're going to intertwine this stuff. We'll let y'all know. They're going to be DC movies and DC shows, and they're going to be interconnected. Y'all can suck it. It's going to go down.
And he said something too. He said the same actors will play the voice actors in the animated version and the live action version.
And they'll jump between mediums, and that's so dope.
I was like, that's dope.
He saw what Teen Titans did and was like, yeah, they made Teen Titans go. Then they made that movie, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, but Teen Titans and the Batman and Joker are going to be its own
universe. They're gonna call it out the Otherverse. They call it Otherverse or something like that.
Otherverse or non-verse or something like
that. Something like that. Otherverse or whatever they call it. We have another verse too, and that's gonna be standalone films. That's where they're gonna be at. So Robert Pattinson, you're gonna keep your job. Elseworlds. Preferred Elseworlds with the majority of projects. Elseworlds, yeah. Thanks, the Funk. The Funk came in the chat. If you're new to our show, you can jump in our chat and we will use the information you deliver to us and talk about it. And Funk said he prefers Elseworlds to be the majority of the stuff.
Nah, man, I want that DCU, son. I need that DC. Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with Elseworld projects, but I want it all connected.
Yeah, I want to see them see if they can pull it off.
Yeah.
So these are the movies.
And they used to do it in the animated cartoons. The animated cartoons used to be connected together. The Justice League cartoon was connected together. So
the Funk's like, boo, I need more variety.
You can get plenty of variety, fam. They're gonna be standalone films. They're just gonna all connect them.
They're gonna have other ones that are connected. Yeah. So we're going both paths. They're going both paths. So let me go over these films. Rodney's like, what are the films? Superman Legacy.
Yes, sir.
This is the only project that was released July 11, 2025, written by Gunn. Now this one has me super excited. So Superman Legacy will follow Kal-El, and he reconciles his extraterrestrial origins with his human family and upbringing.
Well, you know, man, Superman is my guy. It's actually my favorite, comic book character. I think James Gunn's going to add a lot of nuance to that. I'm really interested to see what he's going to bring to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an
And
origin story, and I mean, how many more origin stories can I get from Superman? But like, I still think he's gonna do it.
is it an origin story, or is it sometime in the future he reconciles his
That
origins
could
with
be
his
true
human
too.
family?
That could be
So it's
true.
like it's gonna be flashbacks. And it doesn't have Henry Cavill, who
No.
has portrayed Superman very, very well.
Yes, he has. But if he's going to do and the reason I thought origin story is because he said he wanted a younger Superman. That was the reason.
Yeah.
He might just didn't want Harry Cavill, who knows? But he
Yeah.
said he wanted a younger actor.
They say Henry's hard to work with.
Yeah, and so that's what made me think that it's past Smallville. He's Superman in Metropolis, but he's still reconciling with things in the past too. So we might get some origin story.
Yeah. Yeah. The Authority is the next one.
The Authority. Yeah.
This is superhero ensemble dates in the 1999 comic book series published under DC's Wildstorm imprint. So it's a Wildstorm comic.
Mm-hmm.
The Authority is a group of 7 heroes with very high concept superpowers. One, Jack Hasmore, is a psychologically bonded to cities, drawing his strength from them. So he's just connected to cities. So this is gonna be very high about. This is gonna be really smart.
And I think this is where DC is going to shine because its characters can be dark. They can be dark. And I think with the type of powers that they have, right, it's a potential for a lot of conflict amongst all the superheroes and a conflict for the very goals that they're trying to achieve in protecting people. So yeah, it's going to be some problems. And I think it feeds into the darkness of DC. And that's one of the things I noticed about the list that he had. Not all of them are like super positively bright,
They're not.
They're
not. They're not.
There's going to be some darker perceptions on some of these movies that they're going to release.
Yeah.
Or IPs.
Marvel's attempted this, but kind of failed in it, like with The Gifted and with Legion, right? Those are dark and they kind of failed.
Mm-hmm.
It's something similar.
And we also forgot video games. The fun talked about too. Video games are going to be incorporated into the
video
IP.
games are going to be incorporated. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if he's going to pull video game characters from the past video games, which are amazing characters.
I don't know. We'll see.
I would love to see that. It'd be nice to see that. The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is
Batman and Damian, baby.
Mm-hmm. They made a Brave and the Bold cartoon, which is for kids.
Yeah,
it didn't fare so well. But this is Batman and Damian.
Yeah.
And I don't like Robin, but I like Damian. And every time Damian's on the screen, I'm like, that's my boy.
Yeah,
because he's like, Father, I'll whoop your ass up here.
And Damian is an assassin raised by Ra's al Ghul, right? That's where his first 10 years, 12 years, he's raised by
and Talia said, look, take your son because he's kind of wild.
But she's wild too. She's
that's what makes her great, because she's like, look, your boy is out of control. Me or my dad can control him, so you got to take him back and be a good father. And Batman don't know how to be no dad. He might have been he's know how to be a guardian, but he's nobody's dad.
Right. Well, he messed up the Batman. All the Robins are screwed up. Dick Grayson was messed up. He's like, man, I'm not messing with this dude. And we know what happened to whatchamacallit, Tim Drake. Yeah, so
Tim Drake.
Yeah, so
yeah. The Funk said, like, did Constantine reboot get canceled? I think it did. Constantine wouldn't be the same without my man Keanu Reeves.
I thought he was coming back and doing it. I thought it was Keanu.
Oh man, well let me get to it, because I only listened to part of the announcement. I was in the meet when it came out, so I didn't go back and revisit it. Supergirl's the next movie, Woman of Tomorrow. This one has me the most excited. This movie has me the most excited. DC Studios says this picture is based on Tim King's award-winning comic story, presented a Supergirl viewers are not used to seeing. Truthfully, they're not used to seeing Supergirl on big screen at all. We've never really seen her on big screen. Her only theatrical appearance is the 1984 Supergirl, starring Helen Slater as Kara Zor-El and Faye Dunaway as her nemesis. And this is her back living on the rock, of Krypton after Krypton was destroyed, growing up of who she is before she gets to meet her cousin. So this is gonna be kind of deep because she has to survive.
Right. And like Clark came there as a kid and was raised as a human. Kara didn't.
She learned how to survive on this rock on Krypton
Right.
and the remnants. So she's gonna be war torn by the time she meets Clark.
Right. Yeah. She didn't grow up in the Midwest. She didn't grow up in the Midwest with all her family. Yeah. So she's got to come to Earth and adjust. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll come to Earth, and when she comes to Earth, I think that she kind of freezes in time. So how long they keep her on Krypton, we'll know in this movie before she gets thrown into a ship and put into Earth.
And it's not
When she's
Krypton,
younger,
right? It's
it's not
rock
Krypton
of
anymore.
Krypton,
It's a
right?
rock of Krypton.
So it's probably exploded, and she's lived on an asteroid kind of like that.
surviving.
Yeah,
whatever creatures are left over and the evolution of those creatures.
And remember that rock is not the yellow sun.
It's not.
So she's not Supergirl. She's just a Kryptonian trying to figure out how to survive.
So when she gets to Earth, you know, she's going to be younger than her cousin, but she probably whoop his ass.
It's been hinted at that Supergirl is stronger.
That she's stronger than Superman. So that sounds exciting. That sounds so exciting. Yeah. Then they come with something dark. They're like, yo, we're coming with Swamp Thing. Not the shit y'all saw in the 80s. We're not coming with that Swamp Thing. We're coming with kind of a horror Swamp Thing.
Well, remember whatchamacallit, the guy who did whatchamacallit? My mind is so
Wes
bad.
Craven.
Not Wes Craven, but he did the Watchmen and Alan Moore. Alan Moore did a version of Swamp Thing back in the 80s that was super popular too. And it was definitely a darker, tougher Swamp Thing in that. But Alan Moore, you know.
Yep. Now we're gonna get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
The TV shows, the DCU TV shows. Creature Commandos. Gunn is the writer for this series. He's like, I'm doing this one. Already pegged at 7 episodes. In it, Amanda Waller, director of the Suicide Squad, forms another super team of monstrous prisoners.
And that means
Suicide Squad with monsters.
Yeah, and we getting Viola Davis for the full
all season? All of it. She's their Nick Fury. She's the Nick Fury.
Exactly, 100%. 100%. She's probably the smartest, most clever person in the DC universe.
DCU.
I used to think it was Lex Luthor, but I think she's past Lex now.
Yeah, like she's more clever than Lex. Lex is rich, right? He's rich in money. So he has some level of hubris where she's had to make things happen with government funding.
Yeah.
And navigate the government.
So that's of the government, and
and speaking of the Creature Commandos, talking about Waller. The series is called Waller.
Yes.
They got a whole series from Viola Davis. Creature Commandos was not enough. We're going to have her do her own role. DC Studios shows the feature Team Peacemakers, written by Watchmen's Crystal Henry and Supernatural's Jeremy Carver. And so I said, so she's gonna make her own series. Oh, this is about to be fire.
You know she's gonna be pissed at this Superman, this legacy, and her crazy cousin from this little rock coming in here trying to take over Earth. And you got Batman with his little bastard baby running around here killing up people. Oh, you know she is not feeling this.
She's not gonna feel any of that. And she got to deal with the Swamp Thing. She has her Creature Commando team. She has her Suicide Squad. She has to deal with Peacemaker all at the same time. They're gonna base the whole universe. It's gonna be beautiful.
Oh, she's gonna be pissed. Oh, she's gonna be Nick Fury in the opposite way, though, right? She's going to put together a group like, yeah.
We got to kill all of them.
We got to kill all, or at least get them to do what we want them to do.
Yeah. Then there's Booster Gold, which comes out of nowhere. I said, this is their Iron Man, Booster Gold.
I love Booster Gold. Are y'all
Me too.
With Booster? Yeah, I love Booster Gold.
The Booster Gold, for y'all that don't know, DC's longtime comic relief character. He's a comedic character piece.
Yeah. He's from the future.
He's from the future. He's a time traveler from the future who uses basic technology from the future and consumer appliances from the future, jumps back in the present day today
to floss on us. Yeah, he's trying to floss on us.
He does.
Like, I think it's from the year like 3050 or something like that.
Yeah.
He's an AI. He has an AI with him. He has an AI as an accompaniment with all the records and everything. So he comes back to our time to try to flex on us.
He's what's his name in Back to the Future 2 when he takes the book with all the betting in it.
Biff.
He's Biff going back in the past. Like, yeah, I knew about iPhones. I created iPhones. Look at my phone. So this is gonna be comedy because I figure he's gonna come off kind of like Kite Man, but be super smart because he's from the future, but he's an idiot.
He is Kite Man in the future.
Yeah, he's like, so that's gonna be really interesting. And I know this got you really excited because this is one of your favorite characters, the Lanterns.
Well,
they're
going to have a John Stewart lantern, and it'll be Hal Jordan as well.
Hal Jordan,
yeah. But he mentioned it's going to be like True Detective. I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. So I wonder if they're going to follow the actual story where Hal Jordan turns evil and John Stewart takes over as the most powerful Green Lantern. I wonder if they're going to do that.
The ring comes to him.
The ring comes.
Yeah, I don't know. That will be interesting. But this one, the way James Gunn made it is that they're going to be solving mysteries about the universe. So they're going to be a detective tag team.
That'd be interesting. That's a whole different take on them.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, that'd be dope to see if they pull that off right.
But the Lanterns,
but that's a series.
The Lanterns
they're a police company. They are police.
They police the cosmos. So if something happens, to send both of them out to figure out what's going on,
it has to be real bad.
Yeah, and so I don't know, and I'm thinking kind of like you because in the comic, in the cartoon, the animated version, what John Stewart is the new guy, and so the ring finds him, and then they find Hal Jordan. But to see them both working together, that'd be cool and interesting.
It'd be cool they're working together. But Hal Jordan's the real mastermind behind everything.
Yeah,
and he can't keep up with it.
Is it a buddy cop kind of thing? What we kind of should have got with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, kind of what we thought there.
No, I'm thinking Training Day. Training Day. That's what I'm thinking is Training Day. And that would be amazing to see over like 5 seasons. And season number 5, he finds that Hal Jordan mastermind all the crimes all the mastermind big crimes they've been through. That would be nice.
So Hal Jordan is Denzel, and John Stewart is Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. Yep. And 5 seasons in, but with more of a true crimes element, right? Like the first season of True Crimes element.
True Detective. He said it's True Detective.
True Detectives meets Training Day. Like that's what I'm thinking it is. And then Randy. Paradise Lost is set in Themyscira. So this show is all about Wonder Woman's history and her character. And it's all the women, all the Amazonians.
Well, Paradise Lost, I'm imagining it's named after the John Milton poem, Paradise Lost. About hell, about different levels of hell. So it's set in Greece, right? It's ancient, and it's about how the Amazonians come to power, right? Or how they become the Amazonian group. I think this is gonna be some dark shit.
They say it's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be some
it's gonna be dark. And I like that. I like the fact he's like, look, I'm going all in on dark.
So again,
we got Booster and we got this.
Right. So again, a darker Wonder Woman, perhaps. And now she's coming with this Amazonian warrior thing against with Superman, his crazy cousin, this creature living in the swamp, and literally an assassin, a juvenile assassin.
Yeah. Or it could just be her going back. She goes back to her homeland, and all wars broke out between all the people, all the godlike.
Regardless, humans. Like it's still, I feel like it's going to be a darker, tougher.
Yeah, it's definitely darker. It's definitely darker.
And it's like, yo, how am I here? So Amanda Waller is going to be bringing all types of her. Can you imagine what the budget is for the agency that she's running?
billions of dollars.
Billions on
Billions of
billions.
dollars. She's locking up villains, putting chips in the back of their head to blow them up at any given time. That's saying a lot. That's saying a whole lot. That's exciting. So that's what Warner Brothers is bringing. DC is bringing out Warner Brothers. DC. Let me give James Gunn his flowers for this, because I saw this announcement, was like, oh, because he could, like, we can go as campy as Marvel. Marvel is like a sophisticated camp movies, right? Like they're goody two shoe movies. Nah, we're gonna lean in what DC really is.
We got in the chat. It says, I got the impression the Paradise Island wasn't going to focus on Wonder Woman to have more options for story progression.
I kind of think that too. I think there's gonna be other people in Themyscira,
so if
she comes back into it.
Before her, or it's just not focusing? It's just focusing more on the island.
Focus more on the island. I think it's a war for the island.
Okay.
Like you see the image, the images they have from the comic books. It's like them fighting the barbarian men that come in and stuff like that. And then there's probably like the islands probably split, and there's like 5 different kingdoms, and all the women are fighting for their own parts of the kingdom and want it all.
Like,
and she comes in from time to time.
Man. Yeah.
And she comes in as Khaleesi, and they're like, girl, you ain't from here no more. You left to be along with them humans. You wanted to be a god amongst humans.
Maybe it's her coming out story. That it's a young Diana on the island.
That would be
growing up
interesting.
as the daughter of the queen, or like she's got to even revenge or defend the house.
Yeah, maybe.
She is Khaleesi, right?
She is Khaleesi. That would be interesting too. This makes me just want to go back in and read all these comics, right? Yeah, James Gunn came out the blue, and there was nothing to prompt it. He didn't even do it big. He just threw a video up on Twitter, like, yeah, the world get this. He didn't put it anywhere else. They didn't put it on YouTube. They didn't put it on Warner Brothers channel. They threw it up on Twitter. It was like, yeah,
I get it. Made my day.
Yeah, I think it made everybody's day. Tell me what you think. What do you think of this universe? How you feel about this versus
I feel
Marvel?
excited, man. On paper, it sounds great. I'm super excited about it. We just got to come through with the execution. And I think James Gunn is the right person to do it. He's taking full accountability for it. He's going to write some of it. I don't want him to get too boggled down and trying to feel like he's got to do it all right. And I do want the films to have different tones. I think that's one of the things about Marvel that's really successful. Not every film feels the exact same. No. They connect, but they all have their own distinct identities. Yeah. And that's what I want to make sure that he does here. But yeah, man, I'm pumped.
Like, you know what you're getting. You know what you get from the character films in Marvel.
Right.
Like, you get a Thor film, you know, you're getting some comedy.
Absolutely.
It's going to be kind of campy. That's what he leans in on. Taika Waititi leans all the way in on that. You get a Captain America film, you know, it's going to be kind of standard, traditional superhero. So it's going to be interesting. The execution's everything. But he can, you know, it make me more satisfied. He start listing his directors and writers.
Well,
he comes down and says, you know, we got Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright's on board.
Yeah.
We got Spike Lee on board. We're like, what? Where'd that come from?
Like, he should do the Green Lantern one, baby. Yeah.
I think he should do Swamp Thing.
Really?
No, so it'd be too character. Somebody that does horror really well. We got Rob Zombie doing Swamp Thing. And I'll be like, yo, I so want to see a Rob Zombie Swamp Thing. Because I know it's gonna be effed up. It's gonna be a horror film. I'm gonna have my eyes closed through half of it.
Well, what's his name? Who did Edward Scissorhands? Did Wednesday?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton would be an interesting Swamp Thing.
Sago and Son said Del Toro Swamp Thing.
Del Toro, yeah.
Yep, Del Toro. That'd be dope too. That'd be dope. It's nice that he said, "Yo, we're going to include the animated universe."
And I like too that we're keeping the same actors.
Viola Davis is getting one big check, boy. Boy, I'm happy for her.
You gotta
that woman
you gotta pay for quality. You gotta pay that woman her flowers. You gotta pay for quality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm glad. This puts her in Dame category.
She's already that, but I just think you know, she's got the support behind it. Yeah. Pay her up.
Yeah.
And you know they had to, you know, because that's a big commitment. Because didn't he say for the next 5 to 8 years? Yeah, that's a big commitment. So
It
yeah,
is. It is. He
you
said,
know,
"This is just the start.
no,
We're still carving out." I mean, he has big shoes to chase after, right? Kevin Feige nailed it.
yeah.
Kevin
But the
Feige
thing
nailed
is,
it.
Kevin Feige is kind of his boy. That's
Yeah,
his
they
man.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah, he probably sat down with him, had a couple of beers, and saying, "Yeah, I'm
yeah.
coming for the crown, son. I'm coming for the crown." Now if they come up. Now if he comes up out of blue and says, "Yo, I got a Spectre movie coming out," I'll be like, "Yo, how you gonna pull that off? How you gonna pull a Spectre movie off? I want to see that."
I mean, we still got things. We got time.
Yeah, I'm curious
I'd love to see
because he
what.
pulled out Booster Gold. I was like, he realized what he did with Peacemaker and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to go all
I'd like
in
to
on
see
this."
like Dr. Manhattan thrown up in here
Mm-hmm.
someplace. We get
Mm-hmm.
some Watchmen crossover or something like that. I
It'd be
think
nice.
then we
It'd
could
be
get
nice.
Static Shock thrown in. I think it's a lot of, you
There's
know,
a lot of ways they go.
a
One
lot.
thing that DC does well is characters,
Yeah,
especially their villains. Their
yeah,
villains are remarkable.
yeah.
Um, they're blue chip stars. I'm like, but they're villains and they're beeline characters. I think they're amazing because they're
Yeah.
all flawed and they're all
We
kind of
still
messed up a little bit.
we haven't touched Apocalypse and New Genesis, High Father and
Mm-hmm.
Dark Side. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
still a lot we can go. It's
Mm-hmm.
still a lot this universe can build out. I mean, it's been around since the 1920s.
Well, we about to get Dark Side soon. You know where we're getting me? You know where we're getting Dark Side in?
So
Harley Quinn. They about to show Dark Side Harley. And since we're talking about DC, Haley Kuko should be Harley Quinn.
I think we should put her in there.
Get Kaylee
To
Kuko in the
me, she's the
gym.
best Harley Quinn. She's the
Best
best.
Harley Quinn, hands down.
She's
Hands
the
down.
best and my favorite Harley Quinn.
Yes, yes. Get Kaylee Kuko in the gym doing gymnastics
Yeah.
and
Or
make her Harley Quinn.
they use the animated plot line with Supergirl being so torn, she gets manipulated by Darkseid.
Oh wow.
And she
That'd
sees
be
a
interesting.
vessel to attack Earth and fight Superman against Dark as a soldier of Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So much stuff we can do. So
So
much stuff
much,
we
so
can do.
much. It'd be interesting.
Yep.
With that said, I think this will conclude our show for today. Randy, what do you want to share with the people before we get up out of here?
Tomorrow, check us out on Binge Worthy. We are talking Kaleidoscope. It's Netflix's Kaleidoscope. It's an interesting show that you can watch it in any order and get the same conclusion or just a different perspective. So we want you to watch Kaleidoscope and tell us, how did you watch it? What order did you watch it in? And the Binge-Worthy crew is going to give you our opinions and thoughts on it based on our unique Binge-Worthy scale. So after Geek Beast tomorrow, tune in to watch Binge-Worthy.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting talking about Kaleidoscope because Netflix is in their algorithm of how you watch things and supposedly stack the colors and a preference for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot if they did this. It's a cool little gimmick. I wonder how we're gonna feel about it in the morning on tomorrow evening and how everybody else feels about it.
Yep. So yeah, come hear what we got to say.
With that being said, I'm gonna conclude our show, Randy, if that's okay with you.
By all means.
First I'm gonna give a shout out to Rodney for handling all the technical production of the show, of course. Shout out to Defunct for handling all the stories. Shout out to everybody in the chat for tuning in and commenting. Sanjuan's son, thank you so much. I'd love to hope you come back in tomorrow and talk to us again. The Funk, everybody else that's here, thank you for tuning in for today. And we will see y'all tomorrow with more Geek Beast action and more binge-worthy action. So you get 2 shows tomorrow.
Yep.
And shout out to Digital Click for making us look good. We may have some other things for you from Digital Click too soon. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.